Casey Hickox has been quarantined in New Jersey hospital after arriving out of West Africa. She is back home in her state of Maine, and Rick Leventhal is outside Bellevue Hospital here in New York. The nurse is speaking out, Rick, and she is still defiant. What is she saying?
Well, Hickox says that she doesn't have Ebola, that she's symptom-free and has been since returning from West Africa last Friday, and says she'll take the state to court if it tries to confine her for the next 3 weeks. But the Maine Department of Health says it will legally enforce the voluntary in-home quarantine if necessary because of the possibility that a person who treated Ebola patients, as Hickox did, could develop the disease up to 3 weeks later. The health commissioner used Dr. Spencer as an example. He's being treated here at Bellevue for Ebola after treating Ebola patients in West Africa. He came home symptom-free and developed the disease about a week later, Bill.
So now the doctor, again, all this is the honor system still in many ways, right? The New York doctor who had Ebola may have lied about his own self-quarantine. What's the story on that, Rick?
Well, according to the New York Post, when Dr. Spencer first reported being ill last Thursday, he told authorities that he had isolated himself in his apartment and didn't admit that he rode the subways, dined out, and went bowling until investigators checked his Metro card and his credit card statement and saw that he'd been all over town. We reached out to the health department, and we're still waiting for a confirmation or some comment on this report, Bill.
It is not my intention to put anyone at risk in this community.
Just steps away from the front porch Wednesday night, quarantine nurse Casey Hickox addressed reporters, thankful to be home, but opposed to being forced to stay indoors. State officials are demanding Hickox abide by their 21-day quarantine.
We have been in negotiations all day with the state of Maine and tried to resolve this amicably, but they will not allow me to leave my house and have any interaction with the public, even though I am completely healthy and symptom-free.
Hickox was released Monday from isolation inside this tent in New Jersey after treating patients in West Africa, then allowed to return to her boyfriend's home here in Fort Kent, Maine. State troopers standing guard outside.
The governor is merely pandering to the fear that exists that supposedly she's contagious. She has a right to live her life.
Hickox tested negative for Ebola twice, but that is not stopping state officials from seeking a court order to mandate quarantine for a full 21 days.
We feel strongly about the protocol that we've established, and we have grave concerns about the lack of leadership at the federal level.